But just to tell you two important points to speak about last week. Loving unconditional. We talked about nothing else matters as part 2, but loving unconditional. I wanted to just reiterate the word unconditional means not limited to any ways. Not limited to any ways. Let that sink in for a minute. That means when you love someone unconditional, you're not limited to any way that they may treat you.
Go ahead. Yep.
Any way they may speak to you.
Yep.
Any way they may come at you.
Yep.
If you love someone unconditionally as Jesus loves us, because how many have sinned 100 times? That's right. Get them hands up, everybody. That will be lightning will come from heaven. And I just say, good guy. Lot's wife, she shouldn't have looked back, should have raised her hand. Not limited to any ways. And then it says this, unconditional love is complete and absolute. And then the other point I wanted to bring up is God gave me this little thing about relationships. Because we're talking about quantity time versus quality time. And I played the song, the Cat in the Cradle, and the Silver Spoon, and Little Boy Blue, and the Man. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we have a good time then. And so, I listen to the world where we try in this busy life that we live in, we try to replace the quantity of time in our relationships with our wives, with our kids, with our families, with our sons and daughters, and we try to say, let's just move into the quality of time. And God had to rebuke me. He said, son, in one thing in relationships, you cannot replace the quantity of time and make it quality time. Because he said quantity of time has to have quality in it.
Yes.
Amen. So that was last week. Okay, now let's move on. Love will last forever. Love will last forever. How many have ever been in love? Raise your hand.
Still in love.
Okay, now listen. Love will last forever. I loved my first wife. And I still love her. I'm not in love with her. But because she was my first wife, it's not going to disappear. So all you people that's been divorced and think that, oh, it's so easy to get out of it. If you have ever loved, we're not talking about the circumstances, but if you've ever LOV'd somebody, it will last forever.
Amen.
It may not be that strong and where it's supposed to be, but it still will exist because it is immutable. It cannot be changed. It has nothing to do with how you was treated. It has nothing to do with the scar that was left on you. It has everything to do with the impact that love carries with it. It is the infallible standard under which God made it, that my love, good or bad, happy or sad, mad, frustrated, irritated, angry, divorced or not, will last forever. So, yeah, if she was to die, I would feel hurt. I would feel sad. Does it mean if I was able to go and make her funeral? Yeah. But does it mean that I care about her begging needs? No. We moved on. But I will always care about her. Listen, your pastor has always been an expression of love. I can't help it if people love me. Okay? Because I say two things. You either love me or hate me. There's no in between with me. That's it. And so, when I think about this sermon, love will last forever, I say, God, gee, I mean, I'm only human. Can I just be honest? Can y'all be honest with yourself? Some of y'all still love somebody that ain't next to you. It's okay because you're not in love with them. You just still love them. And it is the okay thing because that's how God made us. Okay? Now don't y'all go home crowning your old girlfriends now. You'll be divorced. Okay? Let the past stay in the past. Thank you, Lord. I just wanted to say that because, I just had this overwhelming thing and I've only loved 4 women in my life, I think. You know? Let's see, Trina, Kim, Lori, and my favorite, Flo. But I never loved nobody longer than Flo. So she was the one. The other ones, they didn't last that long. You know? But Flo, through it all. She been my body and my Clyde, my thick and thin, and I couldn't even imagine my life without her. I mean, listen, I couldn't even fathom my life without my soulmate. You can go through women and men, but when you find that soulmate, that means before the foundations of the earth, before you was in your mother's womb, God saw your soulmate. But you just kept running through different people until you find it, and some of you never found it. Some of you are not with your soulmate. So you got trapped in love, and it grew on you. And then after so long of being together, it's just love. And it's still, the word still stands. You know? Some of you went into a relationship and you didn't really love them because you were occupied. You might have loved yourself, or loved something else, or loved success, or loved money. But you said, this is my best girl. So I love her. When I married my wife, Flo, I said, hey, I'm not in love right now, but I know this. If I ever had to marry again and I was going to marry again, it'd be a woman like you, so let's go do this thing. I knew not to let this good woman get away.
That's right.
I wasn't no dummy, okay? I may not have felt all that stuff. I just came out of a marriage. I didn't really have all that in me to give again. I'm like, I got to give this again. Shit. This one almost killed me. Now I have to go back into the roller coaster. Yes, love is a roller coaster. You're not going to always feel like you're in love. Come on, that leaves like the first 6 months, maybe 3 months. You have your best love when you're in love. And we all try to make love again to get back to that moment. It never happens again. It was like a magical moment. And I was holding you and you was holding me and we was kissing and we was holding and it was just, and I thought we all saw little angels coming. It was so intimate. It was so spiritual. It was so emotional. Oh, you kids, don't worry. When you finally have that, believe me, it's going to come and go. So I'm just telling you now. Okay? And in all your life, you'll be searching for it. And you will measure that moment and feeling for all your existing problems.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, hate to tell you, newsflash. Love hurts. Love hurts. Love hurts. It does. It's like this gonna hurt. Ow! It's like when you just sock. Ow, baby, it hit hard. That's love hitting you. Love. How do we get away from it? Everywhere you go, it just tracks you down, huh? Love will last forever. That's your pastor's whole point of this silliness. I wanted to give you an illustration. It will never subside. You can walk away from your one woman that's been by your side through thick and thin, and you will be miserable. You may think you're going to be happy, but the only thing you're going to have is a 12-pack in your misery. And I guarantee you the 12-pack will end you before the misery. Listen, guys, if you have a good woman and you love her, know this. If you really love her, you can run, you can hide, but you won't shake love. It was meant to last forever. Get your priorities right. Get your priorities right. Know how to control the love that you have in your heart. Know where to give it to. Know where not to give it to.
Amen.
Yep.
We just big love puppies walking around. Because listen, we were created in love. We can't help it. That's why there's so much heartbreak and so many sad songs. I'm so giddy about love that I never knew what love was until I submitted to Christ.
That's right.
I never knew how I was supposed to feel until I submitted to Christ. I never knew until I followed the first commandment. I love my God with all my heart, with all my soul, with all my mind, and with all my strength. And then God illuminates love.
Yes.
And we're going to read about this in Corinthians. It says, when that is revealed, then our incomplete comes completeness. That means we finally know what love is.
Amen.
Oh, I got goosebumps just thinking about it, because I'm free.
Yes.
I'm so free right now.
Amen.
I am free. How do you get there? Follow my footsteps. How do you get there? Come join me. How do you get there? Listen to my words. I'll tell you how to get there. But I can't make you walk into it.
Yes. Amen.
You can lead a horse to water here, but you can't make them drink. Listen, write this down. Love will last forever. This is why it must be our top priority, our greatest ambitions, our highest goal. Listen, you cannot outlast love. Love will outlast you. You cannot outlast love. Love will outlast you. Some of you are like, yeah, I'll just wait it out. You'll still be 85 waiting it out. And what I'm using to describe this feeling is 1 Corinthians 13, verse 8. And I'm using the Amplified version. And I want you to know that love will last forever, because in verse 8, we start off where it says, love never fails.
Yep.
Now, stop. Some of you have failed marriages, failed relationship. That's because that was with a human. That was with another person that you may not have been evenly yoked with. That was with something that you may not have been your soulmate. That was with something that may have been an infatuation, a fling, a one-night stand, and you miscued it as love. That may have been your high school sweetheart, and you mistaken it as love. But love, the essence of love, the substance of love, will never fail you. And what kind of love are we talking about? We're not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend love, husband and wife love. We're talking about agape love. We're talking about God's love.
Amen.
And it says that love will never fail you. It never fades, nor it ends. Some of you think you fall out of love and that it's faded, but it ain't faded. It's still there. Let that person die tomorrow. You'll cry like a baby. Okay? Oh, I thought it faded. No. It just doesn't have that aglow feeling that you need all day long. You got to move past that feeling and get into the understanding. Oh, I like that. You got to move past that feeling and get into the understanding of what love is. Okay? And it says here, but the prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for gifts of special knowledge and discernments, they will pass away. You mean all the holy and supernatural things of God will pass away? Yes. The Bible says yes. And it says, listen, for we know in part. That means we don't got it all. I'm sorry. I can tell you. Not a man that ever lived, or a woman that ever lived, or one that shall come will ever know it all. Okay? It says, for we know in part, we prophesy in part, for our knowledge, I love the Amplified, is fragmented and incomplete. What you think you know about love is fragmented and incomplete. That's why your heart's broken, because you don't know nothing about love. You thought it was a feeling. You thought it was when I kissed you.
You thought it was sex.
You thought it was sex. Go ahead, Mama Dave.
That one.
You thought it was good, loving, body rocking, knocking boots all night long. Listen, love will last forever. It says, for our knowledge is fragmented and incomplete. That means we only get a little bit of understanding. And then the understanding that we get is like a bomb that blew up or something, and it's just little pieces, fragmented pieces. Okay? And it's incomplete. You try to put the puzzle together and you're just still missing pieces. And you go, yeah, where did that piece go? That's how our understanding of this. It says, but when that which is complete and perfect, that which is full of understanding, that which is perfect, The incomplete and the partial will pass away. You see, when the completeness of understanding of love comes into your life, all the incomplete and the partial understanding of what you thought you knew about love will pass away. And the completeness and the wholeness of love will consume you. And you'll be goofy like me. Because for the first time in your life, at 51 years of age, and multiple relationships, I finally get it. Lord, it took a long time. The road was long and dusty, and crusty, and musty. And there was nothing but untrusty. It says, when the complete and perfect comes, and in some Bibles it says, the full understanding. What are we talking about? We're talking about love. I ain't talking about nothing else. I'm not talking about gifts and prophecies and laying on hands and speaking in tongues. It already says that stuff is gone. I'm talking about what stands after everything is done. After you finally figure it out. What? The first 2 commandments. God, you mean you was talking about love? It says, when that comes, you will grow up and understand love. And Paul gives you an example. He goes, it'd be like this. When I was a child, I talked as a child, I thought as a child, I reasoned as a child, and when I became a man, I put away childish things. When we finally understand that love is not a feeling, it's not sex, it's not pro quid, you do for me, I do for you, okay? When we finally get over ourselves and understand what love, when that which is incomplete is banished from our lives, and we understand the fullness and the completeness of God's love, because the only way we're going to understand that is to do the first commandments, to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. When you are in that moment, when you have walked into that light and understanding that you love God before your stinking husband, that you love God before your stinking wife, that you love God before your stinking job and your stinking possession and your stinking children and your stinking grandchildren and your stinking cars and your stinking habits and your stinking alcohol and your stinking drugs and all the stinking things that you put before, then you will have the completeness of what God's love is. There is nothing else but Him. And then you will grow up and you will be able to say, when I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Amen. Oh, I'm preaching. I hope you're listening.
Go ahead, Mike.
I don't think I let the nook or cranny open, right? I covered it all. Okay, good. And then we get to walk into verse 12, where it says, for now, in this time of imperfection, where you lack understanding because you still haven't walked into the completeness, you still haven't followed the first commandment, so you are still incomplete. It says now, in this time of incompletion, when we see in a mirror dimly, that means when you look at yourself, it says it's a blurred reflection. Because you say, who is that? I don't recognize that guy. It says that it's a riddle. That guy's funny. That lady's funny. It's an enigma. You know what the word enigma means? It means a puzzling mystery of something or someone that is difficult to understand. I don't know why I do those things. Who are you? I don't know you. That's what the Bible says. And it says, but then, oh, thank you, Lord, for but then. When the time of perfection comes, we will see reality face to face. Yes. See, when God reveals the fullness, the completeness, now you see where you missed it at. God, I haven't loved you with all my heart, with all my soul, with all my mind and all my strength. I haven't loved my neighbor as I love myself. I haven't loved my kids. I haven't loved my family. I haven't loved my wife. I haven't walked into that fullness because I was incomplete. And every time I looked at myself and said that I was okay, it was just a mirrored reflection. It was just an enigma. It was a mystery of somebody I did not know. And it was difficult to understand that person. It's almost like we go back to, why do I always do that? And then I feel like this. It says, but when time of perfection comes and we see reality, the truth of who you are. You mean it wasn't all her fault? No. For the first time, you're able to see that it was a lot of you, fool. That's what I came to. It was all them. The meth, the drinking, the chasing women, the wanting life and fast things. It was them. They just didn't understand me. They didn't know what kind of man I was. I loved him my way. I let my daddy love me. And he loved me like his daddy loved him. And he loved him like his daddy and his daddy and his mama. I was listening to a comedian last night and he was talking about how his mama was really evil. And that he tried to break the curse of him loving, but yet this comedian is an atheist. But he was almost there, he was almost there, he was almost there. But when he looked in the mirror and he sees himself, he sees a dim, blurred reflection.
That's good.
His own countenance is an enigma. And you felt his transparency. Yes, the alcohol made him tell the truth about himself. Okay? So now we go on and we say, but now we have the reality face to face. And now I know in part, just as in fragments, but when I will know fully, just as I have been fully known. You see, once that happens, you will know fully, just as you've been fully known by God. And it says, and now the three remain: faith, which is abiding in the trust of God and his promises; hope, which is the confidence in the expectation of eternal salvation; and love, which is unselfish love for others, growing out of God's love for me. These three, the choicest of graces. I love the Amplified. It's the top gravy. Faith, hope, and love. It's like bam, bam, bam. It's like the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Those words are like forever will be connected together. But God calls them of the choices of graces. Because hope, faith, and love is all a part of God's extended grace unto us. He gives us hope, he gives us faith, and he gives us love. But it says of the choices of all of those, the greatest of these is love.
Amen. Amen.
When I say love would last forever, that's what it's talking about. See, love leaves a legacy, guys.
Yes.
Your legacy. Your legacy.
Yes.
My dad left his legacy. Your love will leave a legacy. Your legacy of how you treated others.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, Johnny, did you do a good job in treating others in the life that you lived so far? If you was to die tomorrow, what would your legacy be? Johnny was a... That's what I thought. So we got time to fix it, right?
Yep.
Okay? It says, so love leaves a legacy. Not your commanding rank that you got in the army. Not the millionaire that you became. Not the successful businessman that opened up all kinds of charities. Not how big your church building was and how many members and how many people you led to the Lord. You can lead thousands of people to the Lord, but are you feeding them after that? Oh, sorry. Your legacy of love is the only thing that matters. See, when a bum on the road that was begging for money that day, and you dug in your pocket, and all you had was a $20 bill, or a $50 bill, or a $100 bill, and you gave them that. That's the legacy of love. That you didn't care about the amount of money. That's me. You can ask my wife. It don't matter what denomination is in my pocket. I will give it to you. 20s, 50s, 100s. Because at that moment, There is nobody else that man's going to live. Remember but you when he dies. And he's on his last breath. And he'll have one thought of kindness. See, to love your neighbor in the Bible means to show an act of kindness and help those that are in need. So some of y'all, if you got that 20, give it out. Because you know you're just going to buy some beer. You know you're just going to go buy something you don't need. Let that act of kindness be your legacy. Let me tell you, once you get over that denomination, I hear so many, I was looking for $1 or some change. I got my 20, but this is my lunch money. I can't. Now you fat. This is my lunch, man. I need this to go in there. It's okay, you ain't gonna starve. Trust me, baby. Okay? Matter of fact, if you gave that amount of money, somebody would say, you know, Bob, let me take you to lunch today. Woo! Hallelujah. See that? I gave out my money and God just blessed me with somebody. It sounds like a Lorraine story, huh? Your legacy, how you treated others, how you loved your family, how you loved your friends, not your wealth and accomplishments. None of that stuff's gonna matter. Remember, love will last forever. Remember the title of the sermon. Only what we do in Christ will last and be remembered. That's why the Bible is still being read.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
There ain't no other book more powerful, longer, and been read by more than the Bible. Still going strong. Getting new stuff out of it every day in 2016. Can you believe that?
Yes.
That's why we're getting this powerful sermon about love. We always thought it was the love book. It's deeper than that? Yes. Listen. A life of love is the most enduring impact you can leave on earth. A life of love is the most enduring impact you can leave on this earth. It's forever and everlasting. Love is the secret of a lasting heritage. What do you want your kids to inherit from you? Your heritage is your inheritance. Christ left us his heritage, his inheritance. Christ left us by teaching us the attributes of love, the character of love. And I want you to pay special attention to this word and the essence of love. You still at Corinthians? Well, just going up now to the 4th verse. Love is the secret of a lasting heritage. What heritage do you want your kids to inherit? What trait that you have, what of yourself do you want your kids to inherit from you? Your violent behavior? Your selfishness? Your greediness? Your lack of attention? Dad, look. Boy, get him away, the game up. Oh, he just scored. What's that, son? Go get him here. Dad, I want to tell you something. But the boy was just like you, Dad.
Wow.
The boy was just like you.
Yep.
Your heritage is your inheritance. And Christ gave us a heritage, an inheritance. Just as I'm going to give you guys my heritage, my inheritance. Do you understand? It's important that you understand this because this is what life is. It's what you're going to leave. It's what your legacy is, what your heritage is. What are you going to spew forth to the next generation that came from your loins?
Yes.
Men and women, Christ left us his heritage. And it was by teaching us the attributes of love. It was by teaching us how to love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. It was to teach us how to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Christ loved everybody as he loved himself. That's why he gave his life for us. He didn't hold nothing back. And it says here that he gave us his character love, but the essence of love, the word essence, and we're going to use this to close out. The word essence, write it down. Understand what this word is. It carries great impact in your life. essence is the indispensable quality that determines its character. Oh my God. This is what Christ left us. An indispensable quality that determines our character. Listen. And the word indispensable, write that down. It means absolutely necessary. Let's close and let's read verse 4. And so now we're going to read it with this kind of understanding. We said Christ left us an heritage, and his heritage was our inheritance. And what was our inheritance? He says our inheritance is, I'm going to teach you the attributes of love. I'm going to teach you the character of love. I'm going to teach you the essence of love. And son, my essence is an indispensable quality that determines its character. And it is absolutely necessary because love endures patiently. Because it is an indispensable quality. Get it? And it is absolutely necessary. Love is kind because it's an indispensable quality, and it is absolutely necessary. And thoughtful, it is not jealous or envious because it is an indispensable quality and absolutely necessary. Are you getting this, church? It says love does not brag. It is not proud or arrogant because it is an indispensable quality and absolutely necessary. Oh, church. It says it is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It does not provoke. It's not oversensitive. Oh, he didn't say hi to me this morning. I think he doesn't love me no more. He still loves you because it is an indispensable quality and it is absolutely necessary.
Amen.
Your husbands do love you. You just don't see it. Your wives do love you, but you just don't see it. Because that which is incomplete is not complete until you understand the first commandment. Get off your wife, get off your husband, get off your kids, get off your grandkids, and get on God. And it says, it does not rejoice at injustice. That's not love. All these hate crimes. It says, love does not rejoice in injustice. You get somebody getting beat down by 6 people and you recording it.
Wow. Yes.
I hope God holds you accountable for the same sin that that person did, because you didn't lift a finger to help. Greater love has no man than he that laid down his life for a friend, a stranger, someone in need. The act of kindness is the sickest thing. What is that? That's not an indispensable quality. That's not love. That's not an attribute and a characteristic of Christ. That's not being kind and helping someone. Man, they need to ban all those stupid videos. I've never seen such evil and viciousness. Listen. Love does not rejoice in injustice, but rejoice with truth, because it is an indispensable quality and absolutely necessary. When right and truth prevail, love, here it is, guys, love bears all things, regardless of what comes. Because, stand up. It is an indispensable quality that determines our character, that is absolutely necessary. Why is it painful to know that love lasts forever? Because we thought we could manipulate it, dictate it, control it. But yet when we look in the mirror, we see a reflection of the enigma. Something that's a mystery, someone we don't even understand, that is difficult to recognize. Wow. Let me tell you something. I preached my butt out today.
Yes, sir.
And if you leave out of this building and you didn't get impacted, that is your fault. I did my job.
Amen. Amen.
I felt the anointing so strong. I felt the words so powerful. I felt the meaning of love so correct and so precise that you go out of this place knowing this. If you don't know nothing, love will last forever. Amen? Amen. And I'm going to pray that the Holy Spirit sick your mind and your heart
Yes, Lord.
and your soul
Yes.
and all your strength. I want my words to rotate in your head when you're sleeping. I want you to know that love lasts forever when you wake up and your breath stinks and your wife said, go brush your teeth before you kiss me. I want you to know that love lasts forever when you have the next fight with your significant other and you go to bed butt to butt instead of spooning each other. I want you to know that love will last forever when you get mad right after you leave and you go to have Sunday lunch and your kids piss you off. I want you to know that if your mama or daddy calls and put their business in your business, that I want you to know that love will last forever.
Amen.
So don't trip. You get it?
Amen.
Because it's just incomplete right now. That is yet to come. And once you have that completeness, and what is the completeness? Put all your eyes, all your hope, all your energy, all your strength, all your fears, all your insecurities on God. Make him first in your life.
Amen.
Before money, fame, fortune, before anything else. Make God first. And that completeness and understanding will impact your life and change you. In the twinkling of an eye, you'll be transformed. Truth doesn't take years and months and days. Truth is instant. Instantly, God saves your life before you walk out that door and die in the next 5 minutes. Truth don't take forever. Truth is right now. And wisdom is this. Wisdom is learning the truth sooner than later.
Oh, absolutely.
See, there's a whole second page, but we're going to save it for next week because it's so powerful. So Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy kingdom come. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. On earth as it is in heaven. Father, like I said, when you created us, you did it in love. When you gave us our heart, you knew that it would be broken a million times. You knew that it would be subject to decay and rot. You knew that it would be subject to be hardened and incohesive. You knew, Father, that one day it would actually stop. But Father, you still made it in love. You made our heart to be the source of everything that is good in us. For you never meant for any bad to be in us. You created our minds, Father, to think on thee. You created our minds to retain the thoughts of you. And Father, yet we walked so far away. So Father, supernaturally, today, in this place, without one person coming forward, without one prayer being said, let your word go forth.
Yes.
Let your word
Yes.
pierce the depths of our soul.
Yes.
Let your word
Yes.
mend all that is broken. Let your word restore what has been robbed and taken. Let your word revive and release us. Let your word come forth and transform us. Let your word, Father, go deep in our spirits that we will never, ever, ever not know that love will last forever beyond our circumstance that we see ourselves in right now. Beyond our things that we struggle with secretly. Beyond our fears and insecurities and our naive thoughts. That your love, Father, will last forever. And nothing is more important than us knowing that today. So Father, I release your anointing over your people. To guard their minds. To seal the seed that was sown today. that it would not fall on stony places, that the devil would not sift it away as they walk out the building, but Father, that it would grow and bear forth much fruit in their lives, in their families' lives, in their children's lives, in their relationships, in their neighbors' relationships, and in loving you, Father. In Jesus' name.